Good day all you wonderful people, welcome to Adventure Together. My name's Al, trail name Lookout, and today we are in Vancouver, no longer on the trail. And we got here last night, as you know, and now it's time to go and find some food and go and walk about the city and have a look at a few things. So I've got a few things in mind. I'm just going to show you what I see, because tomorrow morning I'm out and I'm heading across the border back into the USA, into Seattle. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we have come down to the waterfront here in Vancouver, where there are a couple of things I want to see, and one of them is right behind you now. So I'm going to show you what that is. That, ladies and gentlemen, looks like a piece of Lego or a Lego model that someone's made, but that is the digital Orca. It's a sculpture, I guess, sculpture that somebody's made, and it looks like pixel art of a Orca. We're going to go and have a look. The sun's shining on the side of the camera, so let's try and find a different angle we can show you. There we go, we're using the Orca to block out the sun. On to the next bit of sightseeing. At least I don't have to climb up a mountain to get there. It's just nice flat paths. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen, another sculpture. This one's called The Drop. Let's see if we can find out some info on it. There we go, there's all the info you need. You can pause the video and just have a read. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this corner lot is the Marine Building, and it's called that because it's got all these Art Deco carvings all over it. So I'm going to try and get closer and have a look. Let's have a look. Beautiful. Yeah, look at this. Lovely carvings. Stunning. Let's go and have a look outside. This little lobby, I think, is as far as I'm going to go. It's a shame because there's all this scaffolding around it. I think I've picked the wrong day there when they're having improvements to the fascia. Let's have a look. You can see it. Oh my goodness, look at the doorway. That's so ornate. It's a shame it's a fish shop. Amazing, look at all of that detail. We just don't do that anymore. We just build everything out of glass and concrete and steel. That's a much better view of the top of the building. You can see it from way back here in between these glass monoliths that flank it. But I like that building. It's nice to see the diversity in the city. Right, the next step is to get us some food. I'm hungry. There's a place called Gastown, so I'm going to go down there. Apparently there's a steam powered clock. Let's go and have a look what that looks like too. Have some good food. Something that's not cooked on a gas stove and dehydrated in a tiny pot. Well, we're approaching Gastown. Well, there's the steam. I'm not the only one who's interested in this. Khaleesi. Oh, Game of Thrones going on. That was like the most insulting thing. I just sat in that cafe and I had my little drink and a cookie and a croissant, and then I asked them if I can use the bathroom because it was locked. They at first didn't want to let me use the bathroom, and they said it's for customers only. I'm like, literally just bought some stuff off you. And then when they eventually did let me have the key to the bathroom, when I gave it back to them, they washed it under the tap because apparently I look like a scab. And when they took it off me, they took it like that, and they went, I showered yesterday and I showered this morning as well before I got out. I don't know, do I smell? Do I look really bad? I guess I just don't fit in. Looking out at the opposite side of the water, it's funny how Vancouver reminds me so much of Hong Kong. Just mountainous with the towers all over the place. We are following the waterfront footpath. We're going to be here for a couple of hours. We're heading west to Stanley Park, where there's a few little bits and pieces I want to see. So go take a look. So many boats. This one's so tall it reminds me of Howl's Moving Castle. Taller than it is long. A couple of Lego boats there for the children. This one's trying to save a bit of money. Instead of lifeboats, it's just like, hey, we've got a surfboard and a couple of kayaks, go for it. The fluctuation in tidal level is insane. Look at that, it's about 10-12 feet. So it must be super low tide at the moment, and then get up to that mid of that post later in the day. There you go, the Vancouver skyline from what's usually underwater. So ladies and gents, in the middle of Stanley Park, I have bumped into another through hiker from the PCT who also finished on just the day after I did.
I'm Magic Hobbit. Hiked the whole PCT without any skipping and flipping, so I'm not a skip flipper. I'm just a bit overwhelmed after finishing the PCT, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a bit crazy being back in the city, a bit like sensory overload. So how does it feel?
It feels super crazy to see all of these people who are walking in slow motion, and you're running just through the town, and they're looking at you like aliens sometimes. It feels like this, and you smell also all of these things more intensive. I'm just missing the pine trees, the dust, and even the smoke on the trails.
Just the smells of natural things rather than synthetic.
Yes, I think that's the thing, and it's also weird that the people are not stinking. They are smelling so different, so you can smell the perfume or something like that, and I'm not used to it at the moment. I prefer the true smell of a thru hiker. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's totally weird. I would never think that this is going to happen, to be honest.
It's quite an adjustment trying to come back to the real world.
Yeah. I think it needs just a bit time to come back to society, but it needs just also a bit time to go back to the trail again.
Yeah.
Because the end of the trail is the start of the next one.
Well, best of luck to you readjusting to the synthetic world, should we say?
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks to meet you, Guy.
Yeah, appreciate it. First Nations Stanley Park. Not sure why First Nations in uppercase, maybe to denote that it's very important. But one thing is here, I can't pronounce that. And then it says pronounce like that, but that doesn't actually give me any clue on how to pronounce it. I don't know how to pronounce XKW. Oh well. So we've got these authentic totems from local tribes here. They've got one of these in Adelaide, but they don't cage it up, and they fire it at 9 AM every day. Not Adelaide, Perth, in Fremantle. So they've got one in Fremantle that they blow up every morning around 8 AM, 9 AM. I am here to claim my space, the port of Vancouver. It's the Lighthouse of Alexandria, just a little bit smaller, a scale replica. That tree has a Russian style hat on it. Ladies and gentlemen, you see the figure on that rock? That is a statue called, or a sculpture called Girl in Wetsuit. So there's something funny about that one that I was reading about before I came here, and it's that that one was a Little Mermaid statue, just like the Hans Christian Andersen replica one in Copenhagen. The Danish Arts Council had actually not sued, but they basically said, if you're going to have a Little Mermaid statue, we're going to need some compensation. You can't just be like ripping off our author, our statue. Like, it'd be like building an Eiffel Tower in Sydney or something. But I guess the Parisians don't care about Tokyo Tower. So basically they changed it and called it Girl in Wetsuit. Apparently the face was the face of a ballerina and the body was the body of the artist's wife. And right by that statue we've got a replica of the SS Empress. And so this one is, as I said, just a replica, it's not an original piece. But that was on the front of a ship called the SS Empress, which used to take goods from Vancouver to all over East Asia. And here's a plaque just telling you everything that I just told you, that I read earlier. So I'd been to Vancouver before, and the one and only time that I've been here, I was here for a few days, it just rained. Rained. It was really poor weather, and I feel so lucky, I guess, to be here and able to walk around in shorts and t-shirt and feel pretty good. So sometimes the weather makes all the difference when you're visiting a city, and it really has today. It's been a beautiful day. This little pinnacle here reminds me of the Gorillaz album cover from Plastic Beach. Approaching the city again. So my walk around the peninsula is almost finished. So we got one last place to visit, and I have just arrived, and it's just by the end of the peninsula, where the peninsula arrives back on the main part of the city. It's a little bit obscure. It's called Amazing Laughter. This is it. 14 bronze sculptures of different creepy faces, all laughing in different poses, and it can't help being reminded of the Aphex Twin Come to Daddy video. It just reminds me of that. I've just bumped into 3 hiker trash PCT through hikers, hacky sacking in front of the creepy statues.
Just gonna see how shit we are at happy sack.
Much later.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of my single day here in Vancouver. I go to sleep in a minute, and tomorrow morning I wake up bright and early, make my way to the bus station to take a bus over the border back into the USA, into Seattle, where I'm gonna go and do some sightseeing and have somebody take me around, somebody who volunteered to show me the city, and that's going to be pretty cool. I'm really looking forward to that. I've been there before, just like I was here in Vancouver in 2002. I was also in Seattle in 2002, and I'm hoping that I get more of today's weather than I got last time, where it was just raining, the same as it was in 20 years ago when I visited Vancouver and Seattle. I just picked a really bad time for the weather, so hopefully it's a little bit better. I hope you really enjoyed that city tour, but for now, that's all I have for you today. So thank you for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one.